in SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. I am Assistant Professor Deepak Gavade. Today we are going to learn a topic from copywriting subject of TYBAMMC advertising, and the topic is Introduction to Copywriting. See, what is copywriting? In this lecture we are going to learn about the concept of copywriting, what is a copywriter, what are the responsibilities of a copywriter, what are the attributes of a copywriter, and what are the principles of copywriting. So let's start. See, copywriting is called the art of compiling creativity in writing content. First, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of copywriting. See, this word we heard many times, copy. Here, copy means any written material, any content which is written, that is called as a copy. And in advertising, this copy plays very important role. It is used for advertising as well as it is used for marketing purpose. See, it is meant to persuade someone to buy a product or influence their benefits. And in short, we can say that copywriting is nothing but it is art of writing words that sells. Here in advertising, whatever we write the features of the product, we persuade our client, we persuade our prospective customers to purchase the product, that we call as copywriting. So what is a copy? See, this word copy, the English word copy, is derived from the Latin word that is copia, which means transcript, and it refers to written materials. Any written material, that is called as a copy. I think your concept is getting clear that what is copy, what do we call a copy. In web marketing, copy refers to the output which encourages the consumer. In publishing sector, copy refers to the text in books or in magazines or in newspapers. So authors, means the writers, play very important role for writing any copy. And in advertising sector, copy means the words of an advertisement. See, on the screen here you can see the advertisements and few words are written there. Now let's try to understand the meaning, what is written. In advertising we use visuals as well as we use certain words to explain the content, to deliver our message. See here in the very first picture you can see two cigarettes are there, the cigarettes are burning, one aeroplane is flying, this image is there, and below that image words are written that September 11 every day. Why don't we call it terrorism? See, now how we interpret it, the message is quite clear. It is appeal to the people of no smoking, that cigarette smoking is injurious to health. So this is the type of message which we want to convey through writing the copy. The other side, at right hand side, you can see that nobody reads ad, people read what interests them, which is very important statement. So we have to write the copy in a way which appeals the people, which creates their interest, which arouses their interest in reading the advertisements. So what do we call, to whom we call copywriter? So an advertising writer who persuades a reader is called a copywriter. Any person who writes the copy for advertising is called as the copywriter. So what they actually do, what do they write? They are using to help and create verbal or textual contents. They are writing different types of advertising mails. Sometimes they write the direct mails for advertising purpose. They are creating taglines as well as jingles. You have listened many jingles and some are the memorable jingles. So this is created by the copywriter. See, every organization creating web pages. So web page content is written by the content writer. Even on TV and radio, we see different types of advertisements. For their script is written by the copywriter. Press releases are also written by the copywriters. Even different brochures which tells us about the product is designed and written by copywriter. Different types of blogs are written by the content writer. And copywriter works in a team, and it is a part of a creative team. Advertising agencies partner copywriters with art directors also, and they work in different organizations. There are different organizations in which copywriter works, like there are ad agencies, public relation firms, some marketing firms, broadcasters, even book publishers are there, and sometimes they work as a freelancer also. Now let's try to understand what are the essentials of a good copy, how a copy can become a good. So there is a simple format of it, that whatever we write, it should be very simple and it should be short. Keep it simple and short, that is the formula. Our content should be brief, and when we are writing, we should explain only one idea at a time to avoid the confusion. And when you are writing the script for radio, or when you are writing the script for television ad, the brand name should come frequently. You should highlight the brand name at regular intervals, so your brand will become popularized. You will advertise the brand. In newspaper advertising, the font is very important. What should be the font size? What should be the color combination of fonts? The copywriter pays attention to this also. See, two examples are given on your screen. Read this sentence. Consider the typeface. Consider the typeface. One is in white background and the below it is given in black background. Now tell me which is more appealing or which is more easy to read. The one which is in white background is more easy to read. So copywriter has to pay attention to all these things when he writes the copy, and then it becomes a good copy. See, we have to cover the subject matter properly, and our copy should be short, but it should arouse the curiosity of the reader. It should create the interest in the product which you are advertising, and the content should be forceful. We can say that if you want to write good copy, you must be where the things are. Now we write copy for different types of mediums. There are different mediums, like we know that print media is there, electronic media is there. In print media we write advertising for newspapers, magazines, and in television also and radio also, and every medium is having different types, and for every medium we have to select different methodology of copywriting, because in newspaper our reader is reading the text. In television the audience is watching the video, means audio visual effect is there, and on radio the audience is only listening. So we should be very careful when we write the copy for these different mediums. Now as a copywriter, what are the responsibilities of a copywriter? Let's try to understand the responsibilities of a copywriter. The very first responsibility is the product promotion. See, why we are doing the advertising? We have to promote the product, whatever the product is given to us by our client. So it is the first responsibility of the copywriter. According to the requirement of the client, according to the requirement of the concerned company or the product, the copywriter has to write the copy. Then the copywriter has to do lots of research to create the content. The copywriter has to research what types of similar products are available in the market, what type of customers, prospective customers who are going to purchase that product. So it is the responsibility of the copywriter. Then copywriter has to write the sales oriented copy, and which requires creativity, which requires excellent writing skills, as well as the one more responsibility or the accountability the copywriter has to follow is that he has to meet all the deadlines given by the client. And along with this, the copywriter has to collaborate, coordinate with the team members, with creative directors, with account managers and all the people with whom the copywriter is coordinating. Many times the copywriter has to explain the concept to the client. The copywriter has to understand the ideas or the suggestions given by the client. Everything the copywriter has to do. He has to edit and do the proofreading also. He has to do lots of meetings with the client, and then final product will be made by the copywriter. And whatever he will write, it should be clear, concise and creative. Now let's try to understand what are the attributes of a copywriter. The very first attribute is he should be creative. A copywriter must be a creative person, because writing a copy for the advertising is a creative matter. He should be creative. He should arouse the curiosity of the prospective customer in the product, and copywriter should be good communicators, because they have to coordinate with lots of people at a time. So they should have the good communication skills. And one more important skill the copywriter should possess, and it is good listening skill. Because the copywriter has to listen what the demands or the requirements of the client are. He has to coordinate with many people. At that time, the copywriter has to listen the things. Note making or note taking, this is another skill which the copywriter should have, and the copywriter should think logically, listens to the clients, and if need arises, the copywriter has to ask the right questions at right time. And research is one of the quality the copywriter has to do. Lots of research, develops different types of concepts and diligence. Continuously the copywriter has to work to develop that particular product, to develop that particular creative matter, that the advertising. So these are the attributes of a copywriter. And let's try to understand what are the principles of copywriting. The very first principle of copywriting is keep body copy to the point. Means whatever we write, it should be point to point. We should explain the proper things to our prospective customers. Then include the small details. Whatever details we know about the product. In copywriting, we have to mention the features of the product. So we have to mention the small details. Enlarge headline with front paragraph. In copywriting, the copywriter has to enlarge the headline in the first paragraph. Simple, clear and concise copy is one of the characteristics as well as the principle of copywriting, that your copy should be simple, it should be easily understood by the reader. Focus on the reader instead of the product. So as previously I said that the copywriter has to do the research, that who is the audience, who is going to read it, for whom the product is made, means what are the requirements of the audience, what are the requirements of the prospective customers. So he has to focus on the reader instead of the product and use that's right principle. That is important. The copywriter has to ask the provocative and encouraging questions. This is one of the principle of copywriting. And then move quickly from intro to speech. In copywriting we write introduction and then main body, so it should be moving quickly from introduction to pitch, and don't deny yourself copy. Make your product seductive and attractive. Share a secret, whatever the secret of the product is. In copywriting, it should be shared with the people. Use powerful words, because words play very important role here in copywriting. So word selection is very important. You have to use powerful words which will appeal, which will persuade the reader. Use graphics, different graphics also appeals the people. readers. So use graphics and create unforgettable logo and slogan, which is very important. So we have seen the principles of copywriting. So in today's lecture, we try to understand different things, and these are the stages in copywriting or the approval process, that how the copywriting process is completed. You can see this chart. You can understand easily this chart that there are different sections through which the process goes on. Continuous process is there. It goes from product manager to legal section, then client service, means that agency, then creative writer is involved, then it goes to account management team, then again it goes to legal department, then it goes to art director, senior writers, account supervisors, again account managers, staff writers. Means how it flows. From this chart we comes to know that what are the stages in copywriting and how it becomes successful. So in today's lecture we try to understand the concept of copywriting, to whom we call a copywriter, what is copywriting, what are the attributes of copywriting, and what are the principles of copywriting. So thank you all of you for watching.